begin, make sure you watch until the end because for years the words Jikook and rumor have been side by side on timelines, whispered in the comments, debated endlessly by fans trying to meaning to every glance, every laugh, every quiet moment captured on camera. But what happens when the conversation shifts from speculation to something that sounds real? Something spoken plainly, without exaggeration, without drama. Just two people talking about comfort, safety, and trust. That's where this story begins, and why so many people get goosebumps when their words come out. When Jimin and Jungkook talk about sleeping together, it's not wrapped up in shock value or designed to provoke. There are no seductive smiles meant to cause chaos, no dramatic pauses to ignite a shipping war. Instead, their confession sounds so calm, almost casual, as if they're talking about something completely normal. And maybe to them, it was that normalcy that surprised fans the most. In an industry where privacy is scarce and personal space is constantly violated, the idea of rest becomes sacred. Sleep isn't just sleep. It's a moment when cameras stop flashing and expectations subside. Sharing that space with another person means allowing vulnerability in its purest form. Jimin and Jungkook don't describe it as sensational. They describe it as comfort amidst grueling schedules, reassurance after long days, and a sense of calm when everything feels overwhelming. What gives people goosebumps isn't the act itself, but the meaning behind it. They talk about nights when words aren't needed, when just knowing someone is there is enough, about falling asleep after practice, bodies heavy with exhaustion, minds still in turmoil, and finding peace simply by not being alone in a world that constantly demands perfection from them. Such honesty feels rare and almost fragile. Fans expecting a playful denial or deflection or surprise. There's no attempt to erase the moment or pretend it never happened. Instead, the tone is soft and sincere. They confess like close friends, with a calm understanding that not everything needs to be explained to outsiders. That choice alone caused waves among fans, as it challenged the notion that everything should be hidden or denied. It also forced people to reflect on their own assumptions. Society is often quick to label closeness, to assign meanings far beyond what is actually shared. But closeness doesn't always fit neatly into boxes. Sometimes it's about security. Sometimes it's about trust built over years of growing together, failing together, and succeeding together. Jimin and Jungkook have known each other through some of the most intense years of their lives, and that history matters. What makes their confession powerful is how human it feels. Without idle titles, chart numbers, and global fame, it's just two young men admitting that breaking up is easier when someone you trust is nearby. That honesty cuts through the noise of rumors and theories, leaving something quieter but far deeper. It reminds people that idols aren't characters in fan-written stories, but real individuals coping with pressure the best way they know how. The reaction on social media was immediate and intense. Some fans felt emotional, others felt validated, and many admitted they didn't know what to feel. A chill arose from the realization that what had been endlessly debated was never meant to be dramatic in the first place. It was simple, and simplicity felt almost shocking. Ultimately, whether people called it confession or a mere statement, it revealed something important. Trust doesn't need to be overt. Comfort doesn't need to be maintained. And not everything shared between two people is up to public interpretation. Jimin and Jungkook didn't confirm fantasies or deny rumors. They did something far more courageous. They told the truth as they experienced it, calmly, fearlessly, and left the rest to us. Perhaps that's why it still resonates with people. Not because it was a scandal, but because it was sincere. And sincerity, in a world addicted to rumors, can be the scariest thing. The sincerity of that moment continues to echo because it stands in quiet contrast to how idle narratives are usually framed. Everything is expected to be extraordinary, exaggerated, or carefully curated. Yet what lingered here was an absence of performance. There was no sense of selling a story, no attempt to control how it would be received. It felt like a small window opening briefly, letting sleeping in the same space after long, draining days isn't about spectacle. It's about familiarity. It's about the mental routine when everything else feels unpredictable. It's about knowing the rhythm of someone's breathing, the way silence feels less heavy when it's shared. For people who spend most of their lives surrounded by noise, expectation, and scrutiny, that kind of peace becomes priceless. What also struck many listeners was how unguarded the language felt. There was no rush to clarify, no immediate backtracking, no visible fear of how it might be twisted. In an environment where every word is dissected, that calm honesty felt almost rebellious. It suggests a level of trust, not just in each other, but in themselves, that comes from years of learning who you are beyond public opinion. The conversation also highlighted how easy project their own narratives onto others. Fans bring their own hopes, experiences, and interpretations, often without realizing it. When Jimin and Jungkook spoke, it became a mirror. People didn't just hear their words. They heard echoes of their own need for comfort, companionship, and understanding. That's why reactions varied so widely. Everyone was responding not only to what was said, but to what it awakened inside them. There's something quietly powerful about them choosing not to over-explain. By keeping their words simple, they allowed space for reflection rather than confrontation. They didn't ask to be believed or defended. They didn't ask for validation. They simply shared a truth that felt natural to them and moved on. In doing so, they shifted the focus away from rumors and back onto something far more meaningful. Humanity. This moment also challenged the idea that closeness must always be categorized. The world often demands labels, definitions, and boundaries that fit neatly into familiar frameworks. But human relationships are rarely that simple. Bonds evolve, deepen, and transform in ways that don't always align with expectations. Sometimes, closeness is just closeness, existing without the need for justification. As time passes, the initial shock fades, but the feeling remains. It stays because it represented a pause in the noise, a reminder that behind stages and screens are people who get tired, who seek comfort, and who find peace in small, ordinary moments. That reminder can feel grounding, especially for fans who have grown up watching them and feel connected to their journey. In the broader picture, this confession didn't change who Jimin and Jungkook are. It didn't redefine their bond or rewrite their story. It simply illuminated a part of it that had always been there, quietly existing beyond speculation. And perhaps that's why it resonated so deeply. It wasn't about revealing something new. It was about acknowledging something true. Years from now, this moment may still be referenced